Thank you for turning to page 121. Welcome back to page 121. Oh, I hope my props aren't too scary for you. Ooh, scary skulls. Halloween is coming. I'm a big fan. I'm going to be doing a few Halloween-themed videos, as I said in my first video that I released October 1st. Today's our Halloween-themed video is going to be Ravenloft. Yes, a Spellfire deck for Ravenloft. This is a deck I made about 2 years ago. It's been a good winner. It's solid. I enjoy it a great deal. It consists of 56 cards, which, as I've said in past videos, we do not play the dungeon card as a separate standalone card. We just play it as a realm. So it comes up randomly as you play the game, and it gets put into your formation just as a realm, can be attacked in every way, just like a realm. Because of that, we just made it a 56th card instead of 55. This particular deck has 12 realms, including the dungeon, 2 holdings, 12 champions, totaling 90 levels, 8 allies, 5 magic items, 7 events, 8 spells, and 2 unarmed combat cards. Again, the total is 56 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and break into the deck a little bit and do a complete showing of the deck and a couple of the tricks that it has. But before I do, one other thing I want to show. This is a family heirloom. Yes, that is signed by the actual Svengoolie, Rich Coes. We waited in line 3 hours for him at a Party City nearby a few years ago. Completely worth the wait. Well, very super nice guy. I've met him 2 or 3 times. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a very, very fun guy. I also love his show. So, enough of that, enough gushing. On to Ravenloft and the Halloween terror that lurks within. Okay, starting with the realms. Our first realm is Sithicus. It's a Ravenloft realm. It can be discarded from the formation during any combat where this realm is not involved to send all those currently in battle to the abyss. I then, as the player, get to draw a card. This is outstanding if you want to stop a battle that's gotten pretty deep and you just want to make people eat up cards. I like this card a lot. The price is high. You have to discard the realm from your formation, but still, totally worth it. Darkon. This is a fan card, but we do allow those in our game. In phase 3 of this turn, player may draw 1 card from his pool or his hand, may discard 1 card from a pool or hand, and then draw 1 card from his draw pile. Cannot be used in a deck containing the Bag of Holding. Champion defending Darkon can summon a champion or ally from this player's discard pile to be used as an undead ally without special powers during a round of combat. In victorious defense, this card remains with the realm until it's used in another round of battle. So it's a good way to pull an ally out, especially if you have a high-level champion that is in your discard pile. You pull them out and use them as level 8 or 9 ally. So pretty good card. Novavasa. This also is a fan card. While Novavasa is in play, each champion of this player gains a +5 permanent horse ally. These allies cannot be forced to switch sides and are considered a constant attachment in each champion of this player's. Every one of your people gets a +5 permanent horse ally. It's a good realm, also makes it a good target for quick elimination. Ruins of Ionia. You've seen this in some of my other decks without the Ravenloft logo. Well, here it is with the Ravenloft logo. These ruins are so forlorn that only undead champions and allies will attack this realm. This card alone can keep you from being attacked. Not many people put undead in their decks unless they're playing a certain theme. So it's a great lead realm. Barovia, home of Strahd von Zarovich. Defending champion can cast wizard spells and discard 1 enemy ally each round. So every time he's in combat, he can dump an ally. Barovia is a good card. Dementelu. Don't know how that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. Defender can change the attacking champion to any other champion in the attacker's pool. When you attack this guy, he can change who's coming to get you. If this is in base 2 or 3, or levels 2 or 3 in your realm, and you would have to have a flying champion, for instance, you can, if the attacker attacks with a flying champion, you can swap it out for a non-flying champion, thus making it a champion that can attack the realm, ending the battle. Sri Raji. another fan card. Only champions base level 6 or higher can attack this realm. Attacking champions that cannot use cleric spells have their adjusted levels halved, rounded down. Defenders can use cleric spells. Now, keep in mind, this does not say you have to be a cleric, just as you have to be able to use the cleric spells. Invidia. Sounds like a yogurt. If raised in combat, draw 2 cards at random from attacker's hand and discard them. A great discouragement realm. If you put it in your lead realm, it really keeps people from attacking you. Haven of the Undead. As I've said before, we allow AD&D realms to be wild cards. They can be in any of our realms. So this is a Ravenloft deck, but we do allow AD&D. Haven of the Undead. This player's undead champions and allies are immune to offensive spells and magic items and harmful events. Tremendously powerful. Great realm to put later in your formation. The dungeon card in this one, again acting as a realm for us. Bats in the Belfry. No offensive magical items can be used by opponents when attacking this player's realms. The items remain behind the attacker's pool. If the champion returns, they're reattached. If not, the items are discarded. Great way to strip out some magic item help. Sibua. Another fan card. Swimmers cannot attack this realm. Between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m., attackers fight with half the adjusted level rounded down. Raising this realm in combat doesn't provide spoils of victory. I know it says don't, but it's supposed to say doesn't. Cavitius, another fan card. All living, non-undead champions and allies attacking this realm have no special powers. All undead champions defending this realm are immune to offensive cards and have their adjusted level doubled. Another great lead realm. Okay, in this deck, we're on to holdings. I have 2 in this deck. This is Dance of the Red Death. I like this holding. If the attached realm is raised through combat, the victorious player is stricken with the plague. That player must draw a card for each champion in his pool, comparing the card's last digit against each champion's base level. Any whose level is higher than the digit are discarded. If you have 5 people in your pool, that's 5 cards drawn and discarded. That is devastating. Closing the Borders. This is a fan card. Can only be attached to a Ravenloft realm. The Dark Lords call upon the land. This realm cannot be involved in combat, regardless of special powers or attachments. Great way to put your lead realm and close it so nobody can attack the thing. It has to be blown up in non-combat by spells or events. Okay, moving on. We're going to go ahead to the allies. There are 8 allies in this deck. I have them in order of icon level. And of course, number 1, Intellect Devourer. He's only +1 ally, but immediately destroys an opposing champion of level 5 or less. Count only magic items and artifact bonuses when determining level. We play that literally. This guy is a great insta-win. Fallen Angel, another great instant discard. She's a fan card. She's a level 1. Demon Fiend Flyer. The attached champion wins the round of combat automatically. This ally is sent to the abyss after the round of combat instead of being discarded. She's a one and done, but truly a one and done. The Loup-Garou, +2. It's a werebeast. Opposing champion is automatically defeated unless he has or can play a magical item. You don't play him against the person that has a magic item. When you do play him, they better hope there's a magic item held back in their hand. The Assassins. I love these guys. Not instant defeat. These are revenge power. If this card is on the losing side of battle, it destroys one champion anywhere in play, chosen by this player. Love the Assassins. A Kender Vampire. He's a +3 ally. He's a Kender undead. May also be played as a monster champion. Level and powers remain the same. Can emit a hideous laugh, causing the opponent to return to the pool unless they discard an attached card or a card from their hand. And the opponent gets to pick the card randomly. He doesn't get to look, but he gets to pick it randomly. Very good ally to put up. The Skeletal Assassin. He's a level 4. He can use thief skills. When this card is played, a thief anywhere in play is discarded. That's pretty handy because that could also be your opponent if your opponent happens to be a thief. The Flesh Golem, a +5 ally, rips magic items from the opponent, who must discard all attached magic items. These guys, of course, with the Loup-Garou, are devastating. And the Dreaded Ghost. If you've seen my other decks, you know I love this ally. She's a level 9 ally. She's undead. She drains the adjusted level of an opposing champion, except a cleric, by 9. Any that drop below 9 are instantly defeated. So she can be a good instant defeat ally. Okay, we're going to come up next to the magic items. And the magic items there are 5. First is Ring of Regeneration. This champion is defeated. He is returned to his pool at the end of the next player's turn, or this player's next turn. It's essentially Stradvan Zarovich's power, but we also roll, and I believe the books back us up, that this ring stays with you. So it's reusable. Ring of Reversion. The opposing champion cannot use his power or cast spells. This can be devastating if put on the right champion. Net of Entrapment. This champion's opponents cannot play allies. Good way to trap somebody out. Winged Boots. This is a copy of a card. As I've said, we do allow copies. These are for our own use, not infringing on anyone's copyright. This is a level 2 magic item. The attached champion becomes a flyer. If he's defeated in battle with a non-flying champion, he can retreat from combat back to his pool instead of being discarded. This is a great speed bump, as we call them. You put him out there knowing he'll be beaten, but he gets to fly back to your pool unharmed. Susk, the Silent Killer, a +5 item. It's a sword. It can use thief skills. It can be played directly into the player's pool instead of being attached to a champion. When in the pool, all this player's champion can use Susk in combat when attacking, returning to the pool after battle, but only if victorious. If the champion loses, then Susk is discarded. It's just a really good card to have. It's a great way to keep the Lugaroo at bay also, because you always have access to a magic item. Okay, next we're going to go to spells. There are 8 in this deck. Fear. Attached to any champion in a pool, that card cannot attack or defend until the fear is dispelled. And we further rule that none of the powers work if you're in the pool. It's treated exactly as if you were not in the pool, but your character is held there. Great card. Death Fog. Kills all champions level 5 or less in one player's pool. Prevents survivors from attacking until after that player's next turn. Great to get rid of annoying low-level characters, or if somebody put in a lot of champions and they're lower level. That is the adjusted level of 5 or less, not the base. But it's still a great way to get rid of champions. Wish, of course. Discard any 1 card in play, except a realm, regardless of its immunities. This spell can be cast at any time, but the casting champion cannot be used again until the player's next turn. We always make you state who casts the wish, just in case it gets reversed or something. But Wish is a wonderful spell. As you can see, this is also a copy made for my own use. Hold Person. Reduces the opposing champion's level to 0 for this round. And that's the adjusted level. That's it doesn't say base, so that's the adjusted level. That's a really nice card. Good offensive spell. Spirit Control. This is a fan card. The spell cannot be used by heroes. So if you're a hero who can cast spells, you can't cast this. This player gains control of 1 champion anywhere in play until the end of the current turn. If used by a Ravenloft champion, or used by anyone between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m., its effects last until dispelled or until the champion is discarded. Great way to steal a champion from another pool. Death Spell. Kills any 1 champion or ally the caster is choosing, level 7 or less. That is the adjusted level. Still a must-have. Disintegrate. Can't get to the realm to attack it? Just hit it with a spell in phase 3. Destroys 1 realm regardless of position. The destroyed realm must be discarded. This player can make no attacks this turn. And last but not least, Banishment. Destroys 1 monster the caster's choice, and this can be in phase 3 or phase 4, so it can be done in combat. Great to play. We have players in our group that make decks with a lot of monsters in them. So it's a kind of a must-have at our table. Okay, next we're going to take a look at events. This is the card Wrath of the Immortals. Play on a champion, its base level is reduced to 1, and it loses any special powers it has. This champion must be used first to attack or defend. The event lasts until negated or the champion is discarded. Great in keeping with the Ravenloft deck. The Caravan, of course. Play between any 2 players' turns. The player of this event can take a turn immediately. Afterward, play resumes where it left off. Ancient Curse. Choose 1 champion with an attached artifact or magical item to be killed immediately. Discard the champion and its possessions. Great card. Siege. I don't use this one often in decks, but I thought it was fun in this one. All players must discard 1 realm from their front rank. The next realm played must go into the front position. It's a great way to get rid of 2 or 3 annoying lead realms that you can't attack for whatever reason. Enslaved. All players must discard 1 champion from their pool. That does include you, although you can play a calm to protect yourself from it. It's good to play if you don't have anybody in your pool at the time. Deflection. This is obviously a copy. This player can deflect a harmful event affecting only him onto any other player. This would work, for instance, against Ancient Curse, which is targeting one character, but would not work against Enslaved because that targets multiple. And of course, Calm. This magical Calm undoes the harmful effects of any event, but only for the player of this card. So, again, it's just a really good card to have. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at the 2 unarmed combat cards in this particular deck. We'll start with the +3, which is Cause Fear. Usable only by any undead, which there are plenty in the deck. All opposing allies are discarded. No more may be played this round. See, I got a thing against allies in this deck. And then Cause Disease, a +6 unarmed combat. Usable only by any undead. If this champion is defeated in combat, attach this card to the opposing champion. His base level is reduced to 1 until negated. Again, a great way to kind of stick it to other players' champions. It's a Ravenloft deck. You're supposed to be out there to cause mayhem. Okay, on to the 12 champions in this deck. They total 90 levels, and here they are. Invisible Stalker from the Ravenloft set. He's a level 4 champion. The Invisible Stalker can also be played as a +4 ally to any champion able to cast spells. The Invisible Stalker is on the losing side of battle. It returns to the player's pool at the end of his next turn. A really nice speed bump type monster, as we call him. Doombringer. This is a fan card, one of my faves. 5th level Thief. He's undead. Each player with 4 or more unraised realms in play must attack and raise another player's realm. If he's not capable of it, he must raise one of his own realms in Phase 5, and all other players may retrieve 1 realm from their discard pile to their hands. This is a great card, and boy, does he become a high priority to get taken off the table. Arahani, level 6. When attacking, picks which champion from his opponent's pool will face him. Really good when you customize him with a magic item or 2 or an artifact that defeats clerics, for instance, or magic users, and then you make the magic user face you. The Lady of Grief, a fan card. She's a level 7 cleric. She's a flyer, can use wizard spells and hero unarmed combat cards. Opposing male champions lose their special powers and allies in 3 levels. If defeated, she strips 1 magical item from her opponent. The idea behind this whole deck was kind of based on her, the Lady of Grief. I wanted to cause grief to the other players by actually harming what they could and couldn't do. Tingling, 8th level priest, cleric. He's a flyer. Tingling can use blood abilities. There are none in this deck. He confers the power to fly on his allies, allowing them to attack with him. Very, very important power. I like Tingling a bunch. He's from the Ravenloft. Or no, he's from the 4th edition. 3 Hags of Tempest. Level 8 monsters. This is a fan card. Dark Lords. So they have their own realm. Can cast wizard spells and use blood abilities. When in combat, player can take 1 wizard spell from his deck and play it independently. If the spell is cast at the phase, reshuffle the deck. If the spell can be cast at this phase, reshuffle the deck. They can be sent to the abyss to prevent an opposing player from taking an extra turn, so they can negate Caravan. Sorry, I got lost in the verbiage there a little bit. While in this player's formation, can only be discarded or raised through combat. So you can put these into your pool and let them sit there and cause all kinds of havoc. Azalin, formerly of Greyhawk. He's an 8th level monster from Ravenloft. Undead, casts wizard spells. If victorious in battle, takes 1 ally with him into the pool. That's an ally. We play it's an ally that's attached to him, not any ally that's on the table in the combat. The Bog Monster. I always want to sing Rock Lobster when I hear this guy's name. Bog Monster. Level 8 monster. 4 allies must be played against this champion before any of their powers or levels take effect. Once 4 are played, the total result is total and applied. This can really deter you from playing allies, especially if you don't have 4 in your hand, which is pretty common that you wouldn't. Tanari Baylor is an 8th level monster. This is a fan card. He's a demon teleporter. We give teleporters the same powers as Earthwalkers. Can use wizard spells, psionics, and all unarmed combat cards, so you can use the undead ones also. Being the greatest and most terrible of the Tanari, the Abyssal Baylor instantly defeats any champion of base level 3 or less. Strahd von Zarovich. Of course, it's Ravenloft, the originator of Ravenloft. He's a level 9 monster. He's a flyer undead, casts wizard spells. If defeated in combat and no other Strahd is in play, he returns to his pool at the end of the player's next turn. Really nice limbo power. The Bride of Malice. She's a 4th edition monster, Ravenloft. She's an undead vampire. She's a wizard. This wizard is immune to psionic attack and offensive unarmed combat cards. She can use blood abilities and unarmed combat cards usable by dragons. She's also level 9. She's pretty good to have in there. And last but not least, Jander Sunstar, formerly of Forgotten Realms. If you read the novels, he's a level 10 hero. He's an undead vampire elf flyer. May also be considered a Forgotten Realms champion. Undead champions cannot oppose this hero in combat except Strahd von Zarovich and young Strahd. Can be discarded from play to negate the effects of any card affecting a fellow champion in this player's pool. Jander Sunstar's backstory is that he remained good, even though he was a vampire. He struggled with it, but he did remain good. He didn't take the lives of fellow sentient creatures. He lived off animal blood. It's an interesting character. He appears, I believe, in the very first Ravenloft novel, and he's just a lot of fun. I include him here because he can be discarded to save another Ravenloft champion. So that's the deck. As you can see, the main theme was really just to deny any kind of ability for, let's put a good one up in front. There we go. Haven of the Undead, one of my faves. This deck is based on denying your opponents the ability to keep and use their champions. I'm going to be doing a little bit more Halloween-based stuff. I don't know if I'll do another Ravenloft deck or not, but I'm going to do a little bit more Ravenloft stuff for the rest of the month. Not Ravenloft, Halloween-themed stuff for the rest of the month. Some of it Ravenloft. That's it for today from page 121. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Well, that closes the book on another episode of page 121. Please leave your comments below, and if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.